Sup, guys? Well, sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dakuraitoningu here with What If Issei, or not What If, why do I keep saying Issei? No, What If Lord Potato or Dakuraitoningu, whatever you like to go, / whatever, was in DXD. Part, we'll see 3 of this What If. I know it's going to be short, but not the point. So let me begin into What If. Let me shut the fuck up. So we begin into mostly, well, we go into mostly a kind of alert. Well, not an alert, mostly just a sound of something going beep really loud. And of course, a bunch of like mostly cells or some kind of like door open sliding. This is where, well, mostly there was a lot of people getting out of like these holding cells. This is where, well, there was one person who was wearing kind of all orange and had mostly chains on him because clearly he could easily break through these chains. He had black hair. It looked to be messy, but not that messy. Black hair with turquoise blue eyes. And of course, well, mostly he had turquoise blue highlights in his hair. There was one good, like, huge patch of, like, turquoise blue hair that was actually in his kind of left side. His right side had mostly this white patch, but not much. And this is where, well, he seems to have mostly his right side eye closed for a second, while his, like, mostly left side has his turquoise blue eyes. This is where, well, he kind of looks around, and of course sees that his only cell door was actually open. There was other people that were open, but they were further away from this person. This is where, well, he started walking down the stairs, like these metal stairs, and of course where, well, prison guards say, "Halt there. Halt number 2137. Yeah, mostly 2137. Well, cell number 30. Yeah, mostly number 2137. This is where, well, the person looks at the guard, and this is where, well, other people appear behind him. But this is where, well, mostly behind him were like other people that had different numbers. This is where, well, the guard says, "Okay, since today is the day where all 4 of you are going to be free, since all of you did commit crimes back then in middle school, either from your different schools or even somewhat the similar same." There was 2 people that were behind me that actually did somewhat of a crime that was mostly something happened in their own school, in a different school. There was also another one that was behind those 2, a guy with mostly blackish hair, like purely black hair. And of course he had mostly like these purplish eyes. This is where, well, he kind of looked kind of ruthless and didn't care too much. While the other 2 looked to be kind of psychotic a little bit. They had these like psychotic grins. They also kind of had like these blankish kind of grayish hair. But yeah, they both had like these orangey, one had orangey eyes, while the other one had like dullish blue eyes. But yeah, and of course they had a psychotic grin on their face. While the guy in front had basically an emotionless look and didn't seem to care too much. This is where, well, he also did have a bunch of chains around him, but whatever. This is where, well, most of the guard says, "Okay, now you 4 will be leaving from this from this place. Don't do anything stupid, and we don't need to see each other again." This is where, well, mostly the guard says, "Now it's time for you to all leave. It's been 2 years." This is where, well, mostly they started mostly all of them started walking out. This is where, well, mostly when the guard managed to, well, free mostly the chains off the first one. Then the second 2 who were keep jumping up and down and needed to be somehow contained because their energy is like way too much. And then the last one, it was easily taking the chains off. They were all kind of leaving, and of course, well, they all got outside, and this is where, well, mostly they smelled the fresh air. Well, mostly the 2 kids that were behind me smelled it. They seemed to be around 16. The first one is none other than me, who is actually around 19. And this is where, well, the last one is actually around almost the same age as Issei, 17. This is where, well, most of the 2 kids say, "Yay, we're out! We're finally able to go cause some more destruction and chaos." This is where, well, the kind of 17-year-old kid says, "I just want to go home and go to sleep. I'm so tired. I don't even want to deal with this bullshit." The last one, who is actually 19 years old, looks at the 3 in front of him and says, "If any of you cause destruction to my home or my brother, I'll kill you in an instant." This is where, well, they turn around shivering because they can see pretty much one of my eyes crackle with blue lightning tint. And this is where, well, they get scared because the small blue lightning smashes into the ground. They know about mostly my powers, and I know about their own abilities. This is where, well, we started walking out of the gate. This is where, well, we got outside, And this is where, well, mostly there's really no one to actually pick us up because, well, first of all, mostly my parents, well, mostly since I'm in this place, mostly Mika and Goro did not realize about mostly the whole pick me up when I'm out of prison. Now, of course, where, well, the other kind of three don't really have parents. And this is where, well, I sigh and say, let's go, follow me. This is where, well, they decide to follow the guy who's actually is 19, who's completely older than them. Besides, I was literally in prison for mostly when I was 17, but not the point. So I'm now 19 in this sport, but yeah. This is where, well, my powers actually started mostly coming back towards me slowly but surely after a while after becoming 19. And of course, it looks like I can have my full power now. Mostly instead of me when I was 10 years old, 9 years old, and I had to age up 10 years, but not the point. Now I'm back to normal with the same power and prime ability and other things. This one, well, the other two are actually quite most of the other two are quite powerful. Even though they're younger than me, they are quite powerful, but not the same level as me. This one, well, we go into a time skip of them kind of getting towards mostly Kuo. Because we weren't entirely in Kuo, we were somewhere near Tokyo prison, but not the point. But of course, well, mostly we did get some clothing and other stuff. And yes, did I pay for them? Hell no. Did I actually steal them? Yes, I did. I didn't care. My abilities of lightning, I was much more quicker than anyone can ever see. And those cameras that were able to kind of see me were instantly electricity, so they would delete the footage. Well, electrified, but yeah. This is where, well, pretty much I'm wearing like purely black clothing with a black jacket, mostly a black jacket coat. And of course I look straight up like Sun Jin-woo, but not the point, mostly with black clothing. While the other two, well, one of them does kind of have, well, the two younger kids are basically one having orange clothing with the guy with blue eyes, while the other one kind of has mostly like these bluish clothing, the guy with orangey eyes, but yeah. Now, of course, they're both kind of grinning and other things. Now, I should mention one thing. Their hair color are mostly the same, similar. Well, yeah. Or mostly, the guy with bluish eyes does have bluish, well, kind of grayish hair, but with some blue tint. Not the point. He does wear kind of bluish clothing. While the other one with orange eyes have kind of orangey hints. Well, yeah, mostly highlights. But this one, well, he also kind of wears orange clothing. This one, well, one is, well, both of them are grinning like madman, but not the point. While the last one, he kind of wears like these purple, mostly purple clothing. This one, well, he is actually someone that doesn't like really messing with people and doesn't like people messing with him neither. But this one, well, we go into a time skip of mostly, well, them getting towards Kuo after mostly getting on the train and not the point. This is where, well, mostly they get off the train because they weren't even riding the train inside it. They were literally on top of it. They jump off of the train after getting close to Kuo, but yeah. This is where, well, when they got too close to Kuo, mostly the two kids say, ooh, we're going to cause so much destruction. But before doing that, both of their heads were grabbed in an instant saying, if you two do anything stupid, I will electrify you two in an instant back to straight to hell. This is where both of them nodded. They're shivering at the cold, dark tone. But this is where, well, I said, okay. But before I let you two off, there's two things I want to tell you. This place is actually ruled by devils. This is where, well, both of them widen their eyes and narrow them very coldly. Now, they actually had experience with devils because that's the reason why they don't really have parents and became psychotic. Because they wanted to become stronger to fight against devils. This is where, well, they know about the supernatural and they hate the supernatural. This is where, well, the guy with orangey eyes started burning up really badly, like fire started exploding around him. Right now, kind of getting angry. This is where, well, I'm gonna say, he says, I'm going to burn them alive then. This is where, well, the other one started having a very cold, icy temperature one. This is where, well, or not a cold, icy temperature one. It was mostly like this water kind of like warped, like mostly a vortex of water spinning around them really fast, saying, I'm going to make sure that I cut them into millions of pieces, drown them into mostly the depths of water. This is where, well, both of their powers were going out of control. But before they can even get out of any more control, darkness appeared around them, mostly like this darkness shadow, that literally nullified their powers in an instant. This is where they look up and saw mostly fear. Well, mostly, they both had fear in their eyes looking at mostly me. I look at them saying, both of you calm the fuck down and let me explain. And this is where, well, both of them nodded in an instant. The other guy who was literally calm heard about this, but he didn't really care. he's not really interested in devils that much. He doesn't care about the devil society. What he hates the most are fallen angels. He hates them. He despises them in an instant. This is where, well, also, let me tell you something also. What's it called? Mostly Abyss. Or not Abyss, mostly, before you go, Joker. That's where, well, the other guy kind of narrowed his eyes. He does have purplish eyes, but not the point. Not that much purplish highlights, but not the point. That's where, well, he kind of looks at me, narrow eyes, and this where, well, it also reminds me, I need you all three to stay. Let me explain. In this territory, there is devils. There's 2 devils heiresses that are actually ruling this place. I think there's 2. There must be only 2. But that's all I can remember. The 2 heiresses is one from the Gremory family and one from the Cipher family. Not the point. The Gremory is quite of an annoying, spoiled little brat most of the time, so that's why I don't want you to deal with him. Because pretty much she's the sister, and mostly the sister of mostly the great Red Lucifer, which I like to call him because, well, the original Lucifer that was actually supposed to be born in the Lucifer family, I killed him a while ago. Mostly when I was 9 years old, but I didn't care. I murdered that son of a bitch for touching my little brother. I ripped him apart. I made sure that he saw nothing but fear in the last bit of mostly looking into my eyes. This where, well, all 3 of them got shivers because they heard of mostly how I did that to Lucifer. The original Lucifer didn't care too much. Or not the original, but the one who was actually supposedly be the successor of the Lucifer family. Not the Red Lucifer, which I like to call him most of the time. This is where, well, mostly they nodded. This is where, well, not the point. The Cipher girl is actually the kind of sister of mostly the Leviathan kind of girl named Seraphol. Not the point. I don't give a damn that much about her neither. But if they dare touch my family, I'll rip them apart. I'll make sure that all devil society lives in nothing but the purgatory of the abyss. This is where, well, they get shivers because after saying that, because darkness literally appeared up behind me, but yeah. But not the point. This is where, well, I told them now. There are fallen angels, devils in this territory. Fallen angels that literally should have appeared a while ago because I could see someone to the future. Not the point. But I'm telling you this right now. Joker, Ash, and also, we'll see, Shikai. I'm telling you this now. Don't you dare cause trouble. And if there is trouble for you guys to be messed with by these 3 kind of factions or whatever, call me. I can literally put some of them fucking down straight to the fucking ground. This is where, well, all 3 of them nodded. Now, of course, they have shivers and they have a way to contact me. Mostly if they touch the darkness and use their own abilities, they can easily kind of contact me, but not the point. But for right now, I gotta go because I gotta be going now. But other than that, I told you it was going to be short, but other than that, bye soon, yeah.